And with me today to talk about food security and what Humanity First is doing here in Ghana to resolve food security issues is no other person than Dr. Kamal-Deen Ali, Naval Captain retired, and he is the Director of Disaster Relief, Logistics and Operations for Humanity First Ghana. Welcome, Doc.
Thank you very much, Mr. Asante.
Food security. What are the issues prevailing from food security, i.e. people putting food on their table, bread and butter issues here in Ghana?
Thank you very much for hosting me and trying to find out what Humanity First is doing and the situation of food security in Ghana. Generally, when we talk about food security, we are talking about a number of things. We are talking about the availability of food. We are talking about the availability or the possibility of the individual to have access to the food. We are talking about the quality of the food. And we are also talking about certain class of people, how much they can have access to this food. In most developing countries, there is a gap between the demand and the need for food. And food is a need, a necessity, and its availability, and at times the ability of people to purchase or to be able to buy food. In the context of Ghana and in what Humanity First is doing, I think we have to go much closer to where Humanity First has been making interventions and then to analyze the issues of food within that context.
So what is Humanity First doing to remedy any of those challenges?
Here in most of the places that we are talking about, you are looking at communities that are very deprived. In many of these communities, they really depend absolutely on their own labor to be able to feed themselves. It means that invariably, 90% of their source of food is dependent on what they produce themselves. This is very significant. And it would then mean that at times there is insufficient food because, again, they will have to sell a bit of the produce they have. So this presents a major challenge in terms of the food gap in such communities. It then has implications for their health. It has implications for the ability of children to go to school. It has maternal implications and many things. Here, Humanity First in this context have been making a number of interventions. One of the critical interventions is to provide the means to the farmers to be able to farm and till their land. Here, equipment like a tractor is very key. And although there are some extension facilities from government, this will never get to the hinterlands and the places that are very difficult to reach. And when it comes to commercial tractors also, they don't find it as an incentive to go as far as those areas. Indeed, most of the roads may even be cut off and they are not motorable or accessible.
So these tractors cannot get access to the place? They
cannot get there. And when they get there, again, the ability of the people to pay for the tractor to be able to, because these are commercial activities that are being offered, the ability of the people to pay for their land to be plowed is also a big challenge.
So are you saying Humanity First give tractors for free?
Yeah, Humanity First haven't given tractors in terms of numbers for free, but one of the most recent interventions that Humanity First has introduced is to get a tractor or tractors to go into such places and plow the land for the people. And by so doing, the people have access to a tractor, they have a till land, and they can then be able to produce in order to be able to feed themselves in the course of the year.
Is it at a fee or for free?
It is generally at a token for most people, and then for other people for free. Again, Humanity First have been providing extension services. Take very qualified people that are knowledgeable in the production of food crops. Some of them volunteers to Humanity First. Some of them, Humanity First will retain their services. And then such people are taken to such communities to give people education on how to make sure that their labor doesn't go to waste. Because it is very traumatizing that a farmer will use a whole period of 4 months to till a land and get 1/4 of what they could get, or 1/5 of what they could get. So here is another important intervention that Humanity First has been doing. One of the areas that Humanity First have also intervened in this regard is to provide some inputs in the form of seed, but also to give farmers equipment that they can use to spray their farms of pesticides. If you know, and you do know, of course, Ghana very well, one of the greatest challenges we have is the Armyworm. And this can destroy a farm in less than 1 week or 2 weeks. So here, Humanity First is giving such equipment that are used, portable ones and easy to use, and they use them in spraying and making sure that they are able to maintain their products.
Well, if you just joined us, we are coming to you live from the Wahab Adams Studios here in Ghana, and it is the Humanity First 2021 Telethon. Please send in your donations to the number on the screen, the mobile money number on the screen if you are in Ghana, and also to the merchant number on the screen. We are discussing about food security issues and how Humanity First is tackling them in Ghana. And with me has been and is still Dr. Kamal-Deen Ali, Naval Captain retired, who is the Director of Disaster Relief, Logistics and Operations, Humanity First Ghana. Back to what you were discussing, how is Humanity First helping to solve the food security issues in Ghana?
Yes, and it is again very important to emphasize the context in which we are talking of. You are talking especially in most of the rural areas, and again talking about the northern part of this country, where a head of a family is having to look over not 2-3 people, as you find typical in the cities. Is looking at 20 people, mouths that are supposed to be fed. So when there is such an intervention by Humanity First, just to one farmer or to one farmer, the family, you are talking about an intervention that is looking at solving the food security needs of 20-30 people. And then you then look at the ramifications. So in this regard, this is a very, very important intervention that Humanity First is making. And we expect that in the coming year that we need to expand beyond this. There is great need of the intervention that Humanity First is making, and we must do everything to sustain it because in this world of abundance of food, many people or people in some parts of this world and in Ghana are still without food, and we need to find ways and means. This is not sophisticated food. This is to put maize on their table. This is to put millet on the table. This is to put beans on the table.
Just wrapping it up for the next 1 minute. What happens if this intervention or these interventions does not happen from Humanity First or any other quarters?
Or it's die. It's indeed die. And we pray that whatever the situation is now, that we try to elevate it and make it better. Because you are talking about people that will suffer the pangs of hunger. You know, you are talking about women and children that may have to resort to the bush to gather something that is available for them to eat. You are talking about children that may never have education because they don't have food to eat or sufficient food to eat. You are talking about women that will definitely have problem with healthy children that they are either bringing forth to or that they are giving birth to because of insufficient food. So it is a multidimensional issue. And here, as I said again, we are not talking about putting any sophisticated food on the table of people. The basic need is what we are talking about, making sure that they have something that they can survive and live on.